Hello, everyone. Welcome with T. My name is Tiara. You can call me T. And I'll be getting started in just a few minutes here. I was having some technical difficulties, but now everything looks like it's all together. So, yeah. The pairs that I will be discussing today are UJ, EU, GU, and UCAD. And I'll also be talking about the dollar today. So I'm gonna let a couple more people get on, and then I'll get started with trade talk. If there's any other pairs that you guys wanted to see besides EU, GU, UJ, and UCAD, please let me know, and I'll take a look at that. But let's see.
Last time that I checked, it was 5 chains on my neck. It was no sweat on my breath.
And I was gonna wait till 7:20, and I'll go ahead and start.
I'm the streets voice out west. Legendary self-made progress. Last time that I checked, first you get the money, the respect, and the power and the hoes come next. Last time that I checked, I've been self-made from the dribble. I was been saying I'm a killer. Nah. Playing no games with you niggas. Pop cut, switch lanes on you niggas. Nah. I laid down the game for you niggas. Taught you how to charge more than what they paid for you niggas. On the whole thing for you niggas. Reinvest, double up, then explain for you niggas. It gotta be love. To run the city, it gotta be cut. Throw the pieces I took off the monopoly board. Yeah, y'all niggas false claims, it gotta be fraud. Just keep the hood, watch your mouth, you gotta be charged. I doubled up, tripled up, nigga what? Banged on the whole game, I ain't give a fuck. Nobody tripping, handle business, got my digits up. And when I drop, you know I'm about to fast time it up. It was 5 chains on my neck. It was no sweat on my rap last time that I checked. I was selling zones in the set. $250,000, no sweat last time that I checked. I'm the streets voice out west. Legendary self-made progress last time that I checked. First you get the money, the respect, and the power and the hoes come next. Last time that I checked. No cosign, I ain't need radio to do mine. I done fine and I take my time and take my tribe. Every level that I cross in this game, like state lines, it was visionary. Interruptions. So you niggas scary. Every exposed in this balance, I deliver daily. For every nigga in these streets, trying to feed the babies. Single mamas working hard not to miss a payment. And dirty money get washed with royalty statements. Black owners in this game are powerful racists. Young niggas in the set just doing it makeshift. Out the garage, how you end up in choices. How you end up in penthouses, end up in cars. Is how you
Alright, starting in 1 minute. Just letting a couple people join.
Sweat dripping down your face, just the mission. Last time that I checked, it was 5 chains on my neck. It was no smut on my rap last time that I checked.
Alright. It is now 7:20, so I will be starting. Like I said, just a few pairs, nothing too serious or anything. Okay. So starting with the dollar, because the dollar determines a lot of things in this Forex market. And just to explain, these lines that I have depicted here are areas of major price reversal, or their major key levels of support or resistance. So, in looking at the dollar, we've seen that since 2017, the beginning of 2017-ish, The dollar has been on a steady downtrend. And just recently, we had a bullish impulse. Now, this is very important because we have to note things about trends. So, what makes a trend? Lower lows and lower highs if you're in a downtrend. So, in this case, we're definitely in a downtrend because we made lower highs and lower lows. But once we got to this level of support right here, we never came back to this level as of right now, like currently. So we haven't touched this level since. There's been like no like little retracement down, anything. Ever since we touched this little level, we've been having this little bullish impulse that we have seen, especially last week. So again, if you're also paying attention, notice how this kind of little area, the dollar was consolidating. And if you watched any of my videos before, a thing that I like to do when I see consolidation is put a box around it. Why? Because when you put a box around things, you are more patient. You're less likely to have like a impulse like, oh, I just need to make some money. Let me just tap on my MetaTrader and just put it in there. I just know it. I just know it. When you have a box, you kind of put a limit on yourself. So when I put this box around consolidation, when I see stuff like this, break out either to the upside or the downside, that's when I'm going to enter. So in this case, with the dollar, once they reached that like kind of 50%, then it started to really shoot up from there. And then that's where we saw this bullish impulse of the dollar like for the last couple of weeks. So does this necessarily confirm a new uptrend of the dollar? Not necessarily, because there are certain instances where we do have a break of a trend line, but a continuation of a trend. So in order for me to say, okay, this is a brand new trend, there's levels that have to be tested. So the last lower high has to be tested. So this area right here, for me to confirm that the dollar is now on a uptrend, this level right here, this last lower high has to be tested. We tested the lower low, right, with these wicks, and we tested this lower low right here last week. Okay, but to confirm, we also need to surpass this lower high. So in retrospect, if you're also looking left, you'll see that this area is an area of major price reversal as well. And that's also one of the areas that we need to hit. So I'm going to put a little green box on that area, so that I know that when price reaches this area, this is an area of major reversal. So reversal or continuation. So as you can see, this level usually acts or acted as support in the past and then became resistance right here. So again, since we need to confirm that a whole new trend is being made, this level and this level have to be tested. We tested one, okay, cool. Now we need to test another one. We need to test this level right here. And if you're thinking about it on the broader spectrum of things, I also drew a fib from the high to the low, and this level happens to reach the 38.2 level. If you know anything about like fib levels, this is a pretty aggressive retracement or continuation zone. So when you usually hit the 38.2, there's usually a continuation or reversal. There's some type of big move, and I can back that up with this very thing right here. So when we reached the 38.2 level right here, we had big move to the upside. So let me get my laptop really quick. Charger. Just 1 second. Laptop science. Okay, so back to the dollar. So as you can see, 38.2, very, very key level when you think about either a continuation or a reversal. So just to keep that in mind, this is the weekly time frame. I do like to look at bigger time frames when I'm marking up charts. And so even here you can see how the dollar was just mainly consolidating in a bigger spectrum of things. Of course, like you could have caught pips on the DXY because you can trade the DXY if you were trading this. But me personally, I don't like trading stuff that looks like this. It looks ugly to me. I have no interest in being trapped in consolidation. So, and also if you're a wave trader like myself, you'll see how there's waves. And like almost all the pairs that you'll see, there's waves. So that's just an example of one. I mean, all of the pairs in the forex market move in waves. If you don't study Elliott waves, I really do suggest that you do, because it really does help you understand the market and how it moves. And impulse correction. If you have watched some of my videos before, I have explained that. When there is a big impulse, there has to be a correction. So with that being said, the dollar had a big impulse to the upside. So me knowing impulse correction, I'm going to be looking for a correction now. And then after the correction, I'm going to be looking for an impulse. So the dollar was pretty strong this whole month of April. It's pretty strong. Whole month of April going into May. Um, so here we are on the daily. So here I drew a fib. You can also draw the fib from where it kind of broke out, but I prefer just to draw it from the very low high, because it's a buy. It was a buy at this point in time, and it reached the supply zone. Notice how we reached the supply zone and we didn't go past this area right now. So this is acting as resistance as of right now. This zone right here, where this box is acting as resistance. So again, knowing that when there is an impulse, we need a correction. That is what I'm going to be looking for. So we had a bear candle and a bullish pin bar. Now we have this candle right here as of today. So it looks like it's going bear as of right now. Going to a smaller time frame because I work my pairs from high to low. So again, when I see stuff like this, just like put a box around it, guys. Like don't stress yourself trying to be like, oh, I don't know what the dollar's doing. Da, da, da. Even if you're not trading the DXY, this will help you gain that patience that you need and also help you see what you need to see. So in this area, we see that the dollar is mainly consolidating. I mean, yes, it kind of did have a little bit of a drop for NFP, but there was no major movement or anything like that. So I put this box around it. And this is where, again, I will be waiting for that breakout retest. So either the breakouts to the bottom, I'm going to be looking for a breakout of this box and a retest of the box, and then a continuation probably to about where I have my fib extension. So I use fib extension to measure retracement. So what I did, because it's on the 4 hour, I took my fib extension from the bottom to the top and about to where I could see it retrace, or like where I see price being touched at certain levels. And so I definitely see the dollar first retracing to here, because we do have to test this level right here, because there is a lot of price action right here. And also it could also drop to here. So if the dollar did happen to drop this much, that would have been, this whole retracement would have been 50%. The market usually does like to give us back 50%, but that's not always the case. So me playing it on the safe side, I would definitely expect the dollar to go where most recent price action is. So that would be this level right here. That would be my first place where I would think that the dollar was going to retrace, and then I would definitely expect it to continue to the upside after a retrace, because I say this because we are in a flag. So we were on an obvious downtrend, then we had that bullish impulse. So like once we get that retracement of the dollar and that continuation, I definitely think the dollar can gain strength, but it all just depends on market structure and price action. So again, like the last few times we were over in this area, this is a major reversal area right here. So it acted as support here, but in here it was resistance. It came to this point, acted as resistance. So in order to determine the next few moves of the dollar, that is why I had a box around my price action, because whenever the breakout happens, I'll be ready for it. So it's not like you can miss it because you have a whole box around it. If you miss a whole box of color and you can't see it, like, I don't know, maybe you're just not paying attention, that's just probably what happened. But I mean, there's no way you can miss a breakout if you have the right tools that you're using. So this is my visual aid. I like visuals. I'm a visual person. So whatever helps you, helps you. Okay, moving on, because that pretty much explains everything. The dollar does happen to drop, then all the pairs that are ending in USD will be going up. If the dollar happens to go up, then all the pairs ending in USD will drop. With that being said, we move to EU. EU. So EU is also having some pretty cool movements. My chart looks a mess right now, but it'll make sense in just a second. Okay, so these red spots are areas that I highlighted that were near where price is, were near that where price is right now. So these two spots right here and this area right here. So as you can see, the area that we're at is a pretty key zone. As you can see, price reverses a lot when it hits this zone. Either it acts as support or it acts as resistance. So when I was looking at this, I was just noticing like, okay, well, this this bullish impulse that we've been having for the last, you know, year has been to the upside. And once we reach this level right here, this monthly level at the 1.25 area, we couldn't pass it and it acted as resistance. So let me delete this. So everyone can see these are my waves, guys. Okay, so resistance. Hit this monthly level, the zone, it acted as resistance, and since we've been on this little downtrend. So what I think what's probably going to end up happening is that we're going to experience a retracement, probably close to the upside. If it doesn't double top and hit this resistance or test this resistance again, it's gonna come pretty close because these two areas where price is at, this weekly zone and this monthly zone, very, very important areas of price reversal. So again, look left. When I look left, what do I see? This level acted as support. It tested, this level acted as resistance here. It tested the resistance and then came back up. So over here, acted as resistance, stayed as resistance. Here, resistance, stayed as resistance. Here, support, all that. So when I look at pairs, I always try to keep these certain things in mind because looking left will always help you when you're looking for take profits, you're looking for trends, you're looking for everything because as we all know, history repeats itself. Like news and all that is cool, but history usually repeats itself. If you look back in these charts, I bet you can kind of predict what is going to happen anyway. So, from a broader spectrum of things, this definitely looks like a flag to me because we were obviously on a downtrend and then we spiked up and now we're going down as of right now. If you look at the daily, it must be called Tierra Day today. So, anyways, guys. By the way, let me know if there's any questions. I don't see any questions on here. Thank you guys for watching and listening, and too really appreciate you guys. But yeah. So what I did was to explain. I put a fib from the low to the high, and where we traced happened to be at this 23.6. So if you know, as I said before, the deeper the retracement, the more it slows down the overall move. So if we were on this uptrend, we definitely slowed it down a little bit by having this break of trend, and then we hitting this weekly level. So like I said, what I think is definitely probably going to happen, because it definitely happened over here. Every time we hit this level, it seems like we drop and then we come back and hit this level anytime. So even right here, Okay, hit this level, went back down, got close, went back down, hit it again, and then we came back up. Okay, so what's probably going to happen is we're going to experience that same kind of drop, test the level type thing. So looking at my chart over here, I also put a fib on the most recent impulse that we had to the downside. So from this high or this high, whichever you prefer, I can do this one for you guys. To the low, and so again, we hit this level dropped, and we're probably going to see this level be tested, as it looks like we're pretty much probably going to be in a bullish type of move coming later from looking at the dollar. If the dollar drops, then we're going up on EU, but if the dollar goes up, we're going down. So on the 4-hour, if you wanted to, you could put a box, like extend this box, this whole area, because this whole little kind of area is just like, there's movement, but it's just not like directional, if that makes sense. Like this is more moving up, down, then we have that long wick, but then we're doing the up, down thing again. So again, I want to see EU either drop from this trend line or test up this level. So again, what we're looking for with regard to everything, including the dollar and everything, we're either going to be looking for a breakout retest to the downside or breakout retest to the upside. Since this is the key level going towards the upside, I'm mainly looking for EU to be a buy, and especially because it didn't really do anything during NFP either. So I really wanted to be a buy, but besides that, um, and again, when you have such big impulses like this, there has to be a retracement. So we have this impulse. Where's our retracement? So if I did my fib extension, let's just say from here to here, and I brought it up. Okay. So let's say right here. Okay, cool. 38.2. So not only am I noticing a couple things, we're testing, if we're saying that price goes up here, we have to test this level right here, and we have to test this level right here. That is important because you want to make sure that wherever your predictions are going, there's like price action to back it up. So if I'm looking up, this zone right here is a pretty good area for price reversal. And if I know the 38.2 is a good area for price reversal, I'm going to be looking for something to happen in between this level and this level right here. So that is what I am looking for at EU. I'm looking for a breakout, hopefully to the upside, and retest for that entry. I don't really look at the 1 hour unless I'm entering, because I want to catch the bigger swing of things. I feel like looking at smaller time frames can be confusing if you're not really sure what you're looking for. On to GU. GU, same kind of thing. we were on a downtrend, and then we had this bullish spike. Not really a spike, but bullish trend. So we made our Elliott wave and all of that. And then as of last few weeks, we started this bearish trend here. So again, noticing things about price action is key, guys. If you notice, this area right here is a major area of reversal. And it kind of, essentially, if you really think about it, yes, there was a big wick to here, but if you're looking at it even on a further spectrum, you see that this level pretty much acted as support, right? Pretty much acted as support, and then it acted as resistance, and then went down from there. So here we have a similar type of situation where price has now reached this resistance and has dropped, even kind of like an M. So if you want to count like this, double top, drop. Right? I mean, that's kind of how I see it. So again, with my fibs and everything, I put a fib from the low to the high because this was a buy. And I also noticed that this is a flag because this was a downtrend from here. Now we have that outwards trade. So I love my waves. So we made a complete Elliott wave here. And then we reached this level of resistance, which also matches with the supply zone, and we started to sell. So again, we reached a key level on the monthly zone, and we're kind of close to this 38.2. So again, knowing about the 38.2 and looking for price action, if I look here, these two areas just right here, these two areas are where price went back up at some point. So even though it did go back down here, this still retraced and went back up. So it's very possible or very reasonable to me to say that this impulse is going to have a retracement. Not only because of price action to the left being right here that it went up from there, but because I know that when there is big impulses like this, especially on the weekly, you have three huge bearish candles that are retracement at some point. And when I was looking on the daily last week, I did not see like a big retracement of GUL. I don't even think I really saw a true retracement, what I would call a retracement at all. So I'm definitely looking for that. So once we finished off our wave, then we kind of were like this up, down, up, down. I don't really know what I want to do. Then we hit our resistance again as a double top, and then we went back down. Not only to mention that this kind of area was a weekly level of price reversal, so we were looking for a very, very good move here. So load this up a little bit, put my fib in the high, load this impulse. Okay, so see what we're working with here. Into the 4 hour. Okay. So this is where I would be putting a box. I want to see a breakout. Doesn't matter if it's to the downside or to the upside. This is why I like using boxes, because again, it kind of protects you in a way. You can't be like, man, I just knew it was going up, da 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 da. Like, well, it didn't break out of the box to go up and support your claim, so how could you say it was going up? You know? So that's kind of one of the things that really helped me as far as my trading, is putting a box around uncertainty. Box your uncertainty, box your doubt about price action, box it. Because you can never go wrong by just putting a colorful box there. Like, so, and it's not like, it has to be like a huge box. This box is a really big. It's probably no more than like 10, 20 pips, maybe. Who knows? Like these little wicks here, they're like 10, 20 pips. So this box relatively isn't that big. But just me being me personally, I want to see either two things happen. So one being that it's very possible that this wick could be tested and then it could go back up, or it's just going to continue up from where it is. So, because I've seen that happen on GU. So what could happen, because I've seen it, is that there's a false break to this wick, and that it touches that wick, because I think this is the NFP wick, if I'm not mistaken. So there could be like a false break, and it touches that wick, and then as soon as it hits this support, which is also on a monthly zone, you will see how it goes up as well. Let me see. Okay. So like before, I've seen NFP. Like this NFP really wasn't that good to me, but I've seen cases in GU where like there's an NFP candle, and the next day that it the next day, or not the next day, the next trading day that it opens back, it makes a false break, tests that NFP wick, and then goes back up. But like I said, I'm just looking for a breakout of this area right here, because it's not a big area at all. This is not a huge box. Simply looking for a breakout retest. I don't trade Sunday. I don't trade Monday. I trade the Tuesday, London session. I'm always up for London and New York sessions. So what I'm doing is practicing patience and discipline by waiting for a breakout retest here, or even if it breaks and continues to go down, or it tests and continues to go down. Either way, that's the whole importance of me using the box, so that I see and know what I'm looking for. But I'm definitely looking for a retracement on GU for this week, because looking at it, there was not a retracement at all for this whole week. So looking at it, like, this is pretty much nothing. There are the railroad candles here, then we continue down, yada yada yada. But there was not really like a big retracement. When I look for a retracement, I'm expecting it to hit an important area. That important area for GU would for it to hit this area right here, because this is where most recent price action is. And if you're looking to the left, boom, key area. So what we're gonna do, also gonna highlight this area, and I'm also gonna highlight this area, because this is also a key area. So which way price goes, I know that these two areas are key areas. Doesn't matter if it doesn't hit one of them, but I just know key area. And it just, because I'm a visual person, it just keeps myself in check. And it kind of like protects my account in a way, hypothetically, because I know that if it doesn't break this box and go to the area, or break this box and go to such area, and things along that line. Again, so if I use fib extension from the top to the bottom, and let's say I wanted to retrace, maybe to like right about here, this gives me area, this gives me price action, a place to be like, okay, well, this makes sense because price action is right here. So my first take profit area that I would suspect price to hit will be first here, because not only are you breaking this price action here, then I would expect it to touch this price action here. So that's where I'm at with you, waiting for a breakout, evidence of a true breakout. Is this going to continue the downtrend, or is it going to break, retrace, and do its thing? Okay, UJ. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so even though I don't trade UJ, I did look at UJ because it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. So all the way up until March-ish, April-ish. Then we saw this bullish say, and we hit this key level here. So we hit this key level right here, this 106. So now this is a key level because not only I tested previous price action and continued, so we're testing price action on this 50% level. This whole like area right here is a major reversal area anyway. So not even just right here, but where we are currently. There's long candles right here. There's areas where this acts as support. There's areas where this acts as resistance. So keep that in mind. I could mark that with another line, but I mean, I think everyone kind of sees it. We were right here at that 50%. That is where we were. And oh, moving to the daily. I started to mark up all this on the 4-hour, but again, I like to look at things on the higher time frames first and then analyze all lower time frames. So again, trend lines and everything, fib from the top to the bottom because this was a buy at one point. And you see how we reached this 50% and we went down. So instead of putting a line here, I'm going to actually put my highlighted box. Y'all know I love my boxes because you can never go wrong with the box. I promise you, like, I'm going to beat that into you guys' head. Like, you can never go wrong if you just box an area off. You're always going to see what price wants to do. So in this case, price made this little move to the downside. And we were right here. this acted as resistance here. So also looking here, where we wicked, not only just here, this is also important over here too. So this is another place where I would put a little small box. And I'm gonna make this one purple. Make this one purple too. I don't want anyone to get confused with my other boxes because I have a lot of them. So yes, so we reached this area, this 50%, this 50% acted as resistance. Then we saw UJ test this trend line. Okay, so now, this is where I was talking about earlier. So for me to confirm a new trend, it has to test certain areas. So it tested here on this zone, it tested this price action, it also tested this price action, but it did not continue to make another higher high. Yes, we made higher lows and a higher high, but we did not make another higher high after that. We made another higher low, yes. So, but if it continues to go down, then we'll be like, well, it didn't really continue the uptrend. So if this is just a retracement and it does hit the trend line and go back up in this case, then yes, it would be continuing the uptrend. But it didn't do that in this case, or it hasn't done it yet, if it is going to do it. So here it acted as, again, resistance, and then we have this other box that we have touched here. I'm going to put a fib on this too. Okay. So everyone can see. All right. So we wicked and touched this 23.6 twice. We also touched this box area. Now we go to the 4 hour. I like the 4 hour on UJ because it tells you a lot. So boom. This is what I mean by waiting for a true breakout. So right here, this is where we saw initially that UJ made that hit this resistance and went down. So if we put a box around this whole thing, you'll see that yes, it did drop, but then it came back up, but it did drop again. But there's one thing that's really important to notice. It didn't completely break out to the bottom of the box, like, and close way above, like there's like, see how this closed like kind of below the box? There wasn't like another candle that was like right here that closed there. But another important thing to note is that there's no candles above the box either. So it's just like, well, if there's no candles above the box, then maybe it is going to break out to the downside. So maybe that was a false break at the time, but maybe now we are ready for that breakout retest and that continuation, right? Maybe we are ready for that. Or I don't like to say it's going to do this or it's going to do that because you never know. The market can switch up on you at any time. So again, I like to protect myself on my account by saying, if it breaks this box in a certain way, then I'm going to get in. So it didn't break out to the upside and it didn't completely break out to the downside. So definitely what I will be watching for on UJ, especially right now, since it's Sunday, is for a movement because what consolidation makes structure. Consolidation is going to give you clues about what's going to happen next. So these false breaks and these false breaks here, right here, in this area right here, if you guys can see, that little false break here and it came back up and then it went back down type thing. We'll be like, okay, well, I need to watch that because what if it completely breaks and continues falling? So this is where I would be looking out for a key move because price isn't doing anything and it also has hit a key level. So when you hit support like that, especially on that 50% over here, I'm definitely looking for a pretty good retracement besides just this little thing right here. So again, because I also like fib extensions, I'm going to use it. So from the bottom of this impulse to the top, right here, it just retraced 23.6%. But let's say it dropped right here. Okay, now that's a little better. So this is now 38.2%, and these two match up. So for me, it would make sense for you to test this box, drop a little bit, not too much, nothing like too crazy, just to test some price action right here because we got some pretty good price action right here on this level. Because like I said, I determine a lot of my trading just looking at the market structure from the past. And if you're looking and paying attention, you'll see that this level right here is a pretty good area for me to be like, okay, well, there's a good chance that price can hit this area if it does break to the bottom, or if it does happen to go back up, it is more likely gonna touch this resistance. So it's all just about waiting and being patient and seeing where you can enter this market. Mm. Does anyone have any questions? I can't to my how I can analyze you things. So I also don't trade UCAT, but I just looked at it in my horizon for one credit, but it is, but I just thought to look at it for once. So starts with USD. it's more like blue USD pair. Okay, I'm not even gonna worry about the colors right now. But anyways, so with UCAD, we were on an uptrend, and then we reached this point of resistance, and ever since we've been slowly falling. So with UCAD did a weird thing. Not really weird, but it just looks weird. So we made this top off point. Then we made a lower low, a higher low, and then another lower low. But then we reached this level here, and we haven't come back to this support ever since, right? Because since we traded based off of just price action, we haven't come back to this point right here since. And looking at price action, if you had predicted this to go back up, you've been correct, because looking left, price hit this area here again and it went back up. So logically, we're looking at this. So see how it went back up from this point here and tested this area here. This area just so happens, when I measured the retracement of it, of this part of the move, it just so happened to be this impulse of 61%. It retraced 61.8% to right here. So from here to here, that's 61.8%. You know anything about fibs and stuff like that, you would know that the 61.8 is a pretty much um, the key level to trading. Everyone really looks at the 61.8, the 50, and 38.2. We're looking for key levels to be hit. Um, and so just looking at price action, so you see here, even where price kind of dipped off at, right here at that 61.8, you see that this is a major reversal area. This area can either act as support or resistance. So anyways, yes, support resistance. So also noting something, that here we did make, if you're looking from this way, we did make a lower high, but we didn't make a lower low. We made a higher high right here, and a higher high right here, and a higher right here. So technically this isn't a lower high, it's a part of this new trend here. And I said that with quotation marks because you guys already know the rule. Has to test certain areas for me to be like, okay, new trend alert. So okay. So guys, we have this kind of what I would like to call somewhat of a channel here. Not really a trading channel, but like when I see things like this, I think of like a tunnel or a channel. So like when I see things that are like diagonal, I always think either a flag or a channel, like tunnel vision. It's going a certain way. So if you guys trade Elliott waves, know about Elliott waves, up down type thing, you will see that going on here. And from the bigger picture of things, this hit 38.2% on this bigger fib. That if I made my own fib from the low to the high, you will see that in the last couple of weeks we did go from this resistance to support at 50%, and then we came back up. So with that being said, noticing that the that this wick hit in between the 61.8%, kind of hit this monthly key level, kind of hit the trend line, kind of hit that 50. It's like, okay, well, this looks like it's gonna be it looks like it's gonna be pretty good support at this level. So of course it did continue to go back up, and once it hit this level right here, this is where we kind of closed out at last week with NFP. So noticing something important about this is also again a key level because there's a lot of price action here. So when I'm looking at these lower time frames, they're going to be looking for important candlestick formations and things like that. Are going to tell me like, okay, well, what can price do? So look, again, when you're unsure, put a box. A little box ain't hurt nobody. So even like a little box ain't hurt anybody. Even though this is on the daily time frame, this is still consolidation. It's not really moving. Directionally, it kind of just in this box area. So, and this is on the daily. So from there, you can see it even better on the 4 hour. UCAD is consolidated. Like it's clear on the daily, it's clear on the 4 hour. UCAD is definitely consolidated. So putting this box around this consolidation, even though technically this is kind of a big area consolidation, you don't want to get caught up in something like this. You really, really don't. So if I know that something hit a key level, especially this trend line, and it's hitting areas of major price reversal, especially in these areas. So we're here, all of this whole area is very, very important for me to be taking into consideration, especially when I'm looking for a breakout. And also looking at how the daily candle closed. So it closed as bear doji. So we had a pin, not a bear doji. We had a pin bar as a bull pin bar. Then we have this little doji here. But then we got these looks like engulfing candles right here too. So when we see dojis on the daily, definitely look for a reversal or of some sort. It's either going to be a continuation or a reversal. Usually when I see reversals happen, I see like pretty skinny dojis like right here. Okay, it was going down reverse. Skinny doji reverse, like type thing. So you see this like skinny doji right next to it open. Might close bearish. So definitely, since if if UJ and the DXY are going down, then I'm definitely looking for UCAD to go down. So definitely kind of look for that breakout retest to the bottom. But again, we can't predict the markets. So that is why I have this box around this consolidation. And until it decides that it wants to break out of this box, I'm not going to trade it because I don't want to get caught up in this and be stressed out and emotional trading because we don't emotionally trade. Okay. Did my screen stop sharing? I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but yeah. Basically, again, with UCAD, looking at um, destruction, definitely looking for a breakout retest of this box to the downside. Definitely if I think the dollar is going down. If the dollar goes down, UCAD goes down with it. But looking at this level and seeing how it is, since we're looking left, the beginning of the month, we started kind of doing the same thing with this consolidation. Then we had a breakout. So right here, we had a consolidation, then we had a breakout. Then we moved up, tested this area again, and probably gonna have that same type of breakout again. If not, breakout to the top. So that is my take on the pairs for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Sorry if there was any technical difficulties. I was having some issues with live streaming today. So yes. Is that everything? Okay. Well, if you guys have any questions, just let me know. Message me or on any of my social medias. You can, you personally just let me know. And I hope you guys have a great night. Let's kill the markets this week.